Welcome back out to Blue River Reservoir, which is a bit of a frozen tundra. The sun is starting to set. The three of us, Athena, Luna, and myself, have been out here for a few hours playing. Ready? In the heart of the Willamette National Forest for my review of Blue Moon Bay Rum from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Absolutely love this one. If you guys are familiar with my content, I've been out here at Blue River Reservoir quite a few times. The water down there, that is Blue River. It's a flood control lake, and this time of year it's super low and it fills up during the summer. Well, when the rain season comes, we'll start filling it back up again. And where I'm currently standing will be completely underwater by probably 20-30 feet at least. After the shave, stick around for a B-roll and you'll get to see a 360 of my surroundings. The tube 2.0 pre-shave. That is the cube in a travel-sized jar. We're way out in the tulies. Come on, she's probably this. If you can hear her, I have you guys set up on a tripod, and the mic is hooked up to the tripod. I got it clipped on there. The noise she's making is she's trying to unearth a rock. So that's my pre-shave. Got you guys set up on the tripod. I just said that right. Oh gosh, that's cold. Quick synopsis, an overview of the fragrance. I would describe the top as a fresh, alluring, sweet scent. The middle would be a harmonious and dynamic. It really does a great job of bridging this playful, sweet top with the comforting and grounding base and that PAA Bay Rum. You'll find that in the middle. Talk about it more as we get going, but it's not listed on the scent profile. But there is a woodiness to the dry down, and if you look on the ingredients for the splash, you'll see in there's benzoin resin, and that's doing a lot of things for the fragrance, including acting as a fixative. I believe, in my opinion, I didn't create the fragrance. Douglas and Francis did from scratch. They create all their fragrances. But it's listed on the splash, and as it dries down, I definitely get a woody character to it. We'll talk about that. We'll be mowing this all down today with the Alpha Ecliptic. You might have seen that in my previous videos or in a top 10 video. I also have the black one. They're the exact same razor. This one's just been discontinued. Black color, exact same razor. And the blue color that's currently available, I believe it's called the electric blue or something like that. Don't quote me. The blue something or other. No, I'm not a Michigan fan. I am a Jim Harbaugh fan. Long story, you don't want to hear about it. In the blue one, I have a Gillette Silver Blue, and in the black one, I have a Gillette Platinum. So we'll do a kind of a blade battle here. Come on, baby. Give up on it. She's still down there trying to get the same rock. Got a pile of rocks right down here below me. Go get Luna. Go get Luna. Come on, Loon. Come on, hey, let's go. Come on, give up on it. I got another one. This is exactly what she's doing. She's down there she comes. Hi, baby. I got lots of rocks. Don't fret over one. Don't fret over one. Athena. That pup. Athena just turned 11 months old a couple of days ago, and Luna is 4. Going to be whipping up with the Astreus, one of my favorite synthetic brushes, and it has the micro super future or something fibers in it. This is a complex and captivating bay rum. If you're familiar with my content, Bay Gum was a part of the 2023 Advent calendar. I forgot my red water bottle. You guys might use a blue one and a red one. I forgot them, so I'll be using my spray bottle. Got a couple of big water bottles that I brought for drinking water, but I don't have my little red bottle. I forgot it. That's the only thing I forgot, so that's not a bad thing. We'll make do. That's what you gotta do when you're shaving out here in the middle of nowhere. Right, girls? Hi, puppies. In the B-roll, you'll see some of the really cool frozen ground. It's like super crunchy when you walk around. I don't know how well the microphone's picking it up when they run, but there's tons of water frozen underneath the top layer of soil. Start out with Moonflower, and I don't think I'd ever heard of Moonflower prior to this fragrance. The bowl is from a friend named Trevor. He used his 3D printer to make it. I don't know if he's still making them or not. He was selling them on Etsy. I'll put a link in the description. So Moonflower is a real flower, and it's a nocturnal bloom that only blooms at night. Super beautiful. In preparing for this video, I did some research about it. I've never smelt. They also say that you shouldn't touch them, and they are actually poisonous. If you eat the seeds, you'll end up vomiting and wish that you never had. Something else I learned. The things you learn when you're researching a scent note. It is a delicate floral with a little bit of sweetness. That's how they describe it in perfume and also just as a flower if you were to smell the bloom. I totally detect that in the opening of this fragrance. Oh, I got it on the back of my hand. I love it. My wife, Alexis, gives this a 9. Emily gives it a 10. And that is saying so much because my wife and daughter do not like any bay rum other than bay gum and then some of the seasonal ones. This is a fragrance that, like I said about bay gum was like a gateway bay rum, if you will, that will open the door for a lot of people to the world of bay rums. And Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement did that for me, and they've been doing it for a lot of people since the very beginning, because there's nobody that does bay rum better than Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I'm not just saying that, I absolutely mean it, and if you've experienced their bay rums, you know it. No clove ever in their bay rum. Douglas first started creating fragrances years ago in order to create a better bay rum, essentially, long story short. So I definitely detect that delicate floral sweetness, a sweet floral kind of note right up in the top. Gotta be the Moonflower. So the fragrance gets its name from the Moonflower and then the next two scent notes, which is blue spruce. I love anything earthy, anything piney. The blue spruce in this is absolutely beautiful. It's an invigorating bite of blue spruce, crisp and refreshing, invokes the sensation. Like, have you ever been in a fir forest and there'll be like a warm breeze that comes along and you can actually smell the trees? That's kind of a sensation that this kind of invokes in my mind as I've been exploring it ever since the Advent calendar, and then more recently getting ready for this one here, this review. Beautiful blue spruce. If you saw my review of Douglas fir or Hinoki and sage, you know that I think highly of how Doug and Fran does their fir fragrances, if you will. This is blue spruce, and it is just perfect. Look at that lather. That lather is looking great. No mirror today. Get you guys set up on the tripod using the camera. I've pretty much given up on using a mirror altogether for these videos. At home I use one, of course. Nice big one. My girls are texting me and it's actually coming through. It's a little dry, but I'm going to go with it. So on the left side, I'll use the blue one, the blue razor, with the Gillette Silver Blue, and then on the right side, I'll use the black one with the Gillette Platinum. After the blue spruce is blueberry. If the blueberry was too strong, I don't think I'd like this fragrance as much as I do. I'd give this fragrance a 9 or a 10 all day long, every day. That blueberry is subtle and it's creating a great contrast to the Moonflower and the blue spruce above. Getting this burst of fruity, tangy sweetness from that blueberry. Doug and Fran do hydrosols and stuff like that in what I call Doug's Lab, and everything is created in-house. Not always from scratch, but often from scratch. I have no idea what this one is, but it is a beautiful, fruity blueberry sweetness in the middle, or not in the middle, but right after that blue spruce as you're coming down into the middle. That it's natural. It smells great, and it's not too much. It's not too strong, because I really think that if they would have done too much of the blueberry, that it would have just ruined the fragrance. So you just have this nice, very subtle touch of blueberry, and it's perfect. It really is. It's the perfect amount, perfect touch of blueberry. I don't know why she's so set on getting a rock down there. The earth is frozen, as you can probably see. You can see like where the sun has touched during the day, and where the sun hasn't touched, it's frozen, like ice cold. After the blueberry, we start working our way into the heart of this fragrance, and that is where, come on, Pop. Give me 1 second, guys. She's still just trying to unearth a rock. Dog is a nut, and that's why we named her Lunatic. Luna for short. I'll put a couple squirts in my bowl here. The open air, even when the air is cool or cold, freezing like it is right now, it's probably about 40 degrees. Shave soap really seems to dry up a lot faster. So in the heart, right after that blueberry, is where we run into the West Indian herbs. And like I said a moment ago, nobody does bay rum better than Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I've tried a ton in the wet shaving community. I've tried fragrances from outside of the wet shaving community, some of the fancy ones. And I've just never been, I don't dislike the other bay rums that I've tried, but I don't love them. I'm not crazy about them, and I would not recommend them. I would always recommend one of these bay rums from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, and it'd just be a matter of what your personal taste is to which one I would recommend. If you want a sweet, playful one that is unique and unlike any other bay rum you're going to experience, with the exception of bay gum. There is a similarity to bay gum with this one. Similar, not the same. Same, but different. The Interview. I love that movie. Highly inappropriate, but downright hilarious. That's one of mine and Emily's inside jokes. The bay rum. The heart of the fragrance, warm, spiced aroma with the West Indian herbs. And it's bringing a depth, a complexity, an earthy aromatic type note to this overall fragrance. I really wish I wouldn't have forgotten my red water bottle, but that's okay. Gotta make do with what you got out here. And then it's the citrus, bright and zesty. And what's cool, normally you'd find a citrus in the top of a fragrance. Hello, honey. You're back. I see you. Did you give up on your boulder? Dina. Where was I? The citrus. It's keeping the fragrance balanced, but what's cool about it too is complementing the West Indian herbs. Typically, you would find like a citrus and then the West Indian herbs. But one thing I believe that this citrus is doing, and I do detect a faint citrus in the heart of this. But one of the things I think it's helping to do, though, is lift up those fragrances up above it, make it more buoyant, if you will, and just adds more character, more zest to the notes that are above it. It is complementing those notes up above. Please don't ever judge a lather by my outdoor reviews. Is that mic picking this up? Then you have the exotic spices, and that's kind of weaving through the heart. Rich and alluring type of a spice. Well balanced. And then what I believe, woody, subtle undertones coming from the benzoin resin. Who knows what else? I've said this before. They don't have to list all the scent notes. They don't have to list everything, you know, that is fragrant in a fragrance. They just, companies, they just list what they want you to, you know, how do you word that? I don't know how to word it. They just list the important stuff, the good stuff, the stuff that they want to stand out and for you to take notice of, I guess, is the best way to describe it. There is definitely these woody undertones that I get in the dry down. I've had this on the back of my hand for a few hours now. I can't recommend this enough. If you liked bay gum, you're going to love this one. If you didn't like bay gum, I would say pass on this one. If you love bay gum, it's a no-brainer if you haven't tried this one already. I'm a little late to the party. Doug sent this out to me like the Monday after it dropped. I wanted to get out sooner, but I wanted to give this enough time to actually use it. Rain is coming. I hadn't planned on doing an outdoor shave today, but the rain is returning, and it's been gone for like 2 weeks. It's been super nice. And so I have Wednesdays off. Today's Wednesday, the 29th, right? So I wanted to get out and do this review. This is a sweeter bay rum. That Moonflower is super unique. I don't think, other than bay gum, that you'll ever experience a bay rum like this one. So if you've experienced bay gum, you can kind of anticipate what to expect, I think, is a very fair synopsis. Splash into the lake. I love the artwork. And I put the photos up there. I love it. In case you didn't get they always put the different little magical fragrance, right? Or the fictional fragrance note. Blue Moon resin is the fictional fragrance note that was on the advent calendar. And yeah, they're mostly listed the same. They don't have rose hydrosol listed on this. West Indian Bay hydrosol, glycerin, essential fragrance oils, benzoin resin, seaweed extract, aloe vera. And my skin really seems to respond well to this particular splash. Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, they don't have like a set recipe. Doug always does them a little differently. And the reason why he does that is because everything that goes into the splash has a fragrance, whether or not the human nose can detect it or not. On a molecular level, it does. I've often wanted to know, I've often wanted to experience a fragrance through my dog's nose, because they do affect a fragrance, and that's why sometimes you can tell, like, depending on a soap base. And I always say, you know, a soap is a horrible medium for judging a fragrance because there's so much going on in it besides it. But there's a lot of different splashes out there that you can experience the splash and then experience the EDP from that same company, and they'll be vastly different. And that's because of all the things, the skin foods, the different things that are in that splash are altering the fragrance, plus they're masking the fragrance. So that is why you see Douglas always changing. Like, I challenge you to find two that are exactly the same. If you do, it will be a rarity. You might find common ingredients, but in different orders. And he changed it, you know, with this one, like the rose hydrosol is no longer listed on that. And there is a slight scent note, a slight fragrance difference. This is something my wife and I were playing with these past few days, is wearing, in fact, I actually have the advent calendar on this hand and the full size on this hand, and there is a difference. And my wife and I both agreed that the main thing that we take away from the two is that the full size bottle is more pronounced on the citrus. There's a lot of similarities between the two, but the one stark contrast between the two is the difference in the scent strength of the prominence of the citrus. Stick around for the B-roll. Got some giveaways coming up. I've been buying some stuff. Got some stuff coming to me that I want to give away. And I need to do that video tomorrow or this weekend of all the stuff that has been sent to me. I'm going to give some of those things away. I'm going to sell some of those things for my two friends. And yeah, B-roll is next. 360 of the surroundings, plus some added crunchiness. You guys take care. I'll see you next time. I forgot to say, it's the little big things. Like slowing down. I feel like I've rushed this review. Let's just take a moment to slow down. Slow down, Tobin. Take care. I'll see you next time. Welcome to the B-roll. There's Luna and Athena. And there goes Luna and Athena. So you guys have been looking out in this direction. To my right, your left. I love the silence out here. This direction I've been looking. The stump that I took some of my photos from. That's our bag of jerky. Pan out. Or pan in if I can push the right way. Thanks for joining the three of us out here today, guys. Thanks again, Douglas, Francis, and Huxley for sending Blue Moon out to me. You guys take care and have a great week. Athena just went after her shadow. See how I have a shadow? What was it? Bring it back. Can you separate here? Hi, babies.